If there was no hell nor heaven, why would anyone practice spirituality? Why would anyone want to have a relationship with a higher power? Why would you want to have a relationship with God? This has been the biggest question I ever had to think about, and I experienced both. Since I was 7 years old, I was brought to church. I've read the Bible. I almost went through a lot of spiritual teachings, reading the Bible, seminars, you name it. At some point, when life didn't actually make sense, when I started experiencing challenges like losing a loved one, or disasters of life, or have a life that looks like it's stable, why would we bother to begin with? Then this is why I am making this video. And for anyone out there struggling to actually making sense of life, especially if you never had anyone explain this to you, this is what I found out. You see, a human being has almost 8 dimensions of life. You are not just one thing. We have an emotional lifestyle. We have a physical body. We have intellectual capabilities. We have social responsibilities. We have occupational. We also have environment that we have to take care of. So all of those dimensions, there is one that is the big one, and that is a spiritual dimension. And the spiritual dimension is the root, is the foundation of meaning. If there was no spiritual lifestyle, there was no spiritual path or bridge to connect a human being to a higher power, we would be savages. And the evidence is very clear. You know a lot of successful people who are miserable. Recently, a rich kid just shot a CEO in the street, and now he's facing life in prison. That is someone who, on the outside, who, according to other dimensions of success, they are successful in other areas, but they missed this one: spiritual lifestyle. They don't have clear values. They don't have a way of making meaning, a way of making sense of their life. So regardless of what's happening to you, this is going to happen to you. You are going to face challenges, you're going to face hardships, but for you to be able to make sense of those hardships, you need to connect to a higher power. And that's where we get peace, that's where we get fulfillment, that's where we get a sense of purpose. All of those are values rooted in spirituality. So even if there was no hell or there was no heaven, you need to connect with the higher power to discover. Let's say, for example, how do you know your calling? How do you know your destiny? How do you know what you are really created for? You get to know that by connecting with the higher power. And my friend, even if you are not, regardless of who you are, you need to learn how to connect with the higher power, to know why God put you on this planet, to know your abilities, to know your calling, to know your hidden talents, and also what that means, what is supposed to do. Most of us don't know what you are supposed to do. We don't know why we are here. We don't know the purpose of everything we have. But with the connection to a higher power, to God, we get to understand that everything we do has a meaning. Everything we do has a purpose, and it's not just any purpose, a positive one. So take a time to connect to the higher power. Take time to actually dig deeper and understand why you are here. Chances are, if you're experiencing mental health, if you're experiencing a lack of peace, stress, a lot of internal turmoil, chances are you're not connected to a higher power. And when you do, you are going to stand strong. You're going to face any challenge. You're going to face anything because you know you have you're above everything. Spirituality, connecting to a higher power, allows you to rise above everything, to make sense of chaos, to make sense of challenges, and also to make sense of positive things happening in your life. Today, most people, if you give them $1 million, they will just abuse it. But with the connection to a higher power, you will know exactly what to do with it.